Say hi.
Hi. Your idea to put it up. Dumbass.
That's when you ever listen to me.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, it's him.
Is Lorraine gonna be here though?
No, she didn't make it up
How
here.
you doing, honey?
Hi.
I tried to tell you you could just go ahead and pull in.
I'm in
Remember my son David?
Yeah.
This is his wife Tamara.
Hi.
Mitch.
Good to meet you.
And this is Tona.
Hi, Tara.
Hi.
That's what we did for the paint. And there's a bunch of letters and stuff we got from other people from out of the country.
Now, do you know I gave her the money last year? Okay.
Yep.
But she was getting ready to start school and all
Like I
that.
say, you can go through that. What you want to keep. When you want to throw away, throw away.
Yeah.
It's been collecting dust over the years. So.
Yeah. Hi.
We've been waiting this for a long time.
Yeah. Hi, nice to meet you.
Oh, nice flight on commuter jets. Somebody likes white.
White. Befriended Brenda many years ago.
Oh, darn.
Brenda
Did you see
went to a bar
that?
down
Steve
the
placed
street.
in
Yeah.
and senior class
She,
film segment Blind Bowling. Grocery store robbery. Produced and scripted by Steve.
Kind of adopted her like a daughter.
What does that look like?
Well, his wife was
Very
and that following year,
My
his
girl,
son was on
whenever I went to go see him in Florida, that's what they gave me last year, that clip.
trying to figure out what
So you got multiple copies then.
Well, I have some, but I've just gotten this stuff like last year. I didn't know hardly anything, so.
we picked up.
I don't know if you knew this, but I was there the day that you were born.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't.
I was the first person outside of your folks, you know, to hold you. So I'll never forget that. It was kind of a winter storm, I believe, and I drove my aunt and my cousin and his friend up to a punt, pass, and kick contest that was in Minneapolis. And it just happened to be the same day that you were born, and so I stayed overnight with your dad.
Yeah.
And went to the hospital the next day and got to see you for the first time.
I just saw some pictures I've never seen of me when I was little.
Yeah.
Last night I was like,
Oh, I was such a cute baby.
I didn't get to see a lot of baby photos
Oh,
of
yeah.
me, so.
Yeah.
You've seen more in the last 2 days.
Probably.
Yeah, but I've seen it.
Yeah.
We had so many photos taken of the band.
It's just so funny because he's actually keeping, straight faces in some of these. If you're looking through some of the family pictures, and there's almost not one where he's not like making some kind of face.
Oh yeah? Yeah, he's good at that. So what's your mom up to these days?
At home being at house, Mom. Not much.
I haven't seen her for ages.
She looks about the same, but a little older.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Tennessee, the beginning of August, then she'll move down. And one of these days we'll send
Steve
you
with the green
a new
pants.
address for
Nice.
He worked at McDonald's at the time, and so that was, they had green outfits that he had to wear for his uniform, and so he just, used those for, because back in those days, well, we had talked to some management companies, and they were saying, well, you can't just go out on stage with the street clothes on, you got to have color coordination.
So house 3/10 of a mile for us.
We ended up, getting some pretty wacky outfits.
Then in a 2-bedroom mobile home.
He used for a stage costume.
Okay.
The red one.
Oh,
The Sergeant Pepper.
Yeah,
Looks like one of these
yeah.
Sergeant Peppers.
Yeah,
Do you want it?
No.
Damn it.
Maybe give it to
No.
her, but no. I just moved last year and I'm trying to thin out.
Yeah.
So I asked these guys and I asked Russ because Mom gave it to me right after Steve passed. And she gave me that and then another suit.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I going to do with these? Well, you just might need them. Okay, whatever,
Yeah.
So
For what? We don't know.
Took it. Well, then I asked everybody, I'm going to ask Russ because Carla said something once she would like to use it for some of her props for her photography.
Yeah.
There you go.
If Russ don't want it,
Yeah.
I'll give these guys first dibs on it,
Yeah.
and you guys.
Yeah.
And if Russ don't want it, then I'll give it to Carla.
This was at the the benefit gig that we did at Keystone when we sold the cassettes.
Oh, yeah.
I really haven't.
Raise money.
This is
I don't know how she wants to.
John Gessner. He's going to be here a little bit later
I really
on.
didn't know, so I've got her address.
He helped us
but
run lights and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll give you my
That's
address.
Rick.
Have an empty nest and one
That's
day
him.
visit down, you know, we'd love to see you, so. Come on.
She does pretty good.
Yeah, she does.
I was
Tell you what, that woman took care of us in the band.
Yeah, she told me
believe.
quite a few stories last year.
She would have a few to tell too.
Man, if she would have ever got it, for contributing to minors, Christ, she'd have been busted every weekend. We get done playing at Turner Hall or Blairstown or something.
Nope.
Party of moms.
Okay, hi, nice to meet you.
Food.
Okay. You look like somebody else that I remember.
Tons of food, tons of beer.
So I remember when your mom and dad got together the first time. We were playing at actually, your mom was friends with our bass player at the time, Tim Weidman, and she came up with some other gal from Waterloo, and we played, and she rode up on the bus with us to Decorah, and we played a New Year's Eve dance there. And by the time we came home, Steve and Tona were snuggling in their seat together.
Would you
And then, like,
or something?
a couple weeks later, Steve comes to rehearsal and says, "I'm getting married." So
Yeah, I
was
didn't
kind
know
of
how
a-
fast it was.
yeah, it was
They knew each
pretty
other for a long
surprising.
time.
It was, yeah, that was quite the.
He called me at work, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I'm usually out at clients.
Yeah.
So, you know, the office had to call me and they said, call your brother.
Yeah.
Well, he never called me during work time, and the only thing I can think of is something's happened to mom or dad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi sis, how are you? It's a beautiful day, blah blah. Steve, what the hell are you calling about? Oh, I'm getting married.
Chicago.
Here. He was so happy. Yeah.
But I think
I remember we were playing out in Laramie, Wyoming.
Yeah.
And we had all that elk steak we ate, and Steve got the trots out of it. And everybody's playing, "Come on, one more song," and Steve's like, just dying because he had
it's interesting.
Oh yeah, and it was going down his leg.
It was going down his leg because he got up, left, and we're like, "One more song," like, "One more song, Steve." And he's like, "Damn!" So he runs up there and he's got shit running down his leg. He got the shit from the elk steak, all that elk steak we ate. And
Well, he was used to eating stuff, you know, like out of the can, like SpaghettiOs and stuff.
Bam.
And so Boddicker was cutting up this meat, and it was elk meat, and he was going to make stroganoff out of it. And Steve thought, oh, this would be funny, just something to make everybody laugh. He grabs a piece of this chunk of meat and starts chewing it, like, and we all look at him like, you didn't just do that, did you? And he goes, why? Well, it's not like SpaghettiOs. I mean, this is like wild meat, you know, and oh man, he had it bad. And
he paid bad. He paid dearly.
He had a big old container of quick KO pectate, and we had to drive. We just found out that we had a gig in Alliance, Nebraska, and we had to go from Boulder, Colorado to there, and so he had a long bus ride. And then when we played, then when we were playing, you know, he's sitting there and he's drumming, and you know, it's like he can't stop. So it was, I think he learned his lesson.
Yeah, he's sitting there holding his cheeks together going,
That didn't do him any good though. Do you remember when we were in Alliance, Nebraska? We got kicked out because the bar owner was drunk. That Jessie, she kicked us out with this bar up the road. They told us to come up, and you guys sat in a few songs with them and
Did
played.
we? I don't
And then
remember
that one heavy set gal wanted us to come up to the bowling alley where she works, said she'd buy us beer all day. This lady comes walking in, looked like a gypsy, had a long bunch of negligee stuff on, carrying an old 45 record player. Here she's a stripper. Starts stripping in a bowling alley. So what's Mitch do? Pulls her front out and gives her a handful of change. She was not a happy camper.
Well, and then there was the time that we had stayed in, Dan's brother lived in a condo in Boulder, and we went several weeks without having any bookings, and so we had been staying at his place, and we felt like we owed him. We were always scrounging his stuff from his fridge and stuff, and so he says, "Well, here's how you can pay me back, guys. You know, I'm having a party here, and this other band that's a friend of mine, you know, going to be playing here, and then you guys can play before them." And so anyway, we get a call from the booking agency saying, "Can you play in Alliance, Nebraska that week?" And we were like, "Oh, what do we do? You know, we need the money, and what are we going to do?" And so I came up with this wild harebrained scheme, and I said, "Well, here's what we'll do. We'll go there and we'll play through Friday night, and then we'll have Dan's brother call the bar that night and ask to talk to Dan, and with this harebrained story that his sister was in a car crash down in Florida, and that we had to, you know, that Steve had to, you know, hurry and go and be with her." And so that way we got out of it, and we drove through the night and went to be, and so we could still play at the party on Saturday. And the bar owner felt so sorry for us that she gave us an extra couple $100
To get down there?
Yeah. And we felt really bad, but it's like, well, we told Tim that we'd play at his party, you know, so we ended up getting there, and we had nothing. We had nothing to eat, you know, and all that was there at the party at the time was a keg of beer, and we started drinking beer at like 11 in the morning, and we were all, you know, pretty fried by the time it was. Well, in Colorado they have these EPA laws that you can only be like 80 decibels at the property line, and they actually come out there with their little meter and stuff.
Gosh, no. Yeah.
And we actually had to turn off the PA, and we're just with acoustic guitars. And Steve had a temper. He had a really, he could really get hot about stuff like that. And he just he just blew up, because it was like, you know, how are we supposed to play at this party, you know? And so we ended up not playing because we couldn't, even with acoustic guitars.
We went inside.
Well, yeah, but
you remember the Blitz girls that playing that song, "I Hate My Clothes"?
Oh, and they took their clothes off.
Everybody started taking their clothes off.
Yeah.
And the lead singer, Tom?
I don't remember his name.
Anyway,
Okay.
he only had one sock on, and to say it wasn't on his feet. Well, then the police come in because we were too loud. So
it's a woman cop.
It's a woman cop. He comes up and gives her a hug. She puts her gun right to the side of his head. So that kind of took the fun out of the party there.
Have a sense of humor.
Not at
No,
all.
she didn't.
Record those until I think we'd already decided that the band was gonna fold at the time.
Yeah.
So we decided to record like 3 more songs.
The first song they played that song Q103, this song.
Pat Lyons' sister. Pat Lyons' sister.
Yeah.
In here?
Yeah, Russ played.
Let's get a picture on. There's Russ.
Is Gessner coming down?
Well, I don't know. I didn't talk to him directly.
As far as I know he is. John works for me down in there.
Yeah.
How's your mom?
She's doing good.
She down in Florida now?
Yes, finally, 4 years I got her to move down.
I saw her.
Get your autographs here,
saw
and I'll
her at,
I'll add your picture later because I'm going to take pictures tonight.
Hell, last time I saw her, I think it was at Hardee's. She was working at Hardee's
Yeah.
for a while there.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah, it'd be 4 years ago, September 11th, I got her to move down.
Oh, yeah?
That's when I flew up here.
4 years ago already?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I helped her. I borrowed a trailer from a guy, and we loaded the trailer, and then put the trailer hitch on her car.
Yeah.
I drove her car down. We arrived on September 11th, 2001.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Down there.
A lot of things happened that day.
Yeah. Then she lived with us for about 6 weeks till we found a place, and which was a mobile home park. And I thought, well, with activities there, you know, maybe she'd get to meet some people.
Oh, yeah.
But she's kind of shy, or she doesn't want to spend $2 for an ice cream social.
Oh.
So I'm going to have her move closer to me, so we'll have her own houses. But still, yeah. So yeah, she's doing good.
Health-wise, is she doing okay?
Yeah. It takes her a little longer to do things, and so of course they'd like her to quit smoking.
Yeah.
She's still smoking? Oh, she's
Why?
hardcore, isn't she?
You know, they talked to her about quitting, and she quit about 2 days.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And she switched to buying from a case of Milwaukee's Best to 2 12-packs because it's a little easier to carry.
Oh, man.
That's good thinking.
Yeah.
Keep a nice level while she's walking. Oh, yeah, I knew she was a smart woman.
That stuff that just says beer?
Oh, yeah. See, the only thing we're missing today is the pepper schnapps.
Pepper schnapps? Yeah. This stuff, your dad used this stuff called Steinbrown, and this stuff called beer. That's pretty much what we had when we were going to drink beer. We had to have that. Yeah. Oh my God, I haven't seen that forever.
Takes you back, huh?
Holy cow, I'll say.
Yeah, you were still just as ugly.
Yes, we are.
Have your autograph in here, maybe write a little bit.
Fresh start. God, I can't hardly remember. Some guys still around here in town?
This is my whole trip.
I hadn't heard anything.
I don't know which one.
Stuff.
Well, even just your
One of them
name.
was to Branson, played out Branson.
Oh, yeah.
And for quite a while.
Who's this other fellow over here? This neighbor here?
Oh, I'm sorry, Jim Mick.
How are you, buddy? You look familiar, man. Huh? Oh, for God's sake, that's how I know you. Yeah, I did that.
There's Gessner.
Sorry.
Hey, John.
Hey, Kevin.
Good to see you.
So you guys
Sue?
see each other one-on-one, but you haven't gotten together like this? Okay.
Unfortunately, no.
So.
Hey, Ben.
Good.
Oh.
This is Steve's daughter, Tona. This is John Gessner.
Nice to meet you.
And I'm
This is Susan.
Hi. I'm Steve's sister, Colleen.
Still ain't Dad. It was another 4 or 5
Way back
seconds.
when. Nice to see you.
John used to run around with us.
Oh, yeah? Now, he do some of the sound checks or some of the lights too?
Yeah, he's just. Yep, just a good
Yeah. Remember first time I met John was in your mom's driveway. He came up and drove up in his new Monte Carlo, and he had beer in the trunk, and he was our friend.
Yeah, beer, we love you.
And he kept on telling us how much better than Sage we were. Yeah, you guys are as good as Sage or better. Okay, keep on scooping the
Bro, I'll tell you, a few years ago when I first, I've been on the fire department a while, I have a blue light in my truck. John's coming up the road, and I'm coming out of Norway, and I see his truck. And I'm not supposed to do this, but I did. So I plugged my light in, flash blue light, and I went by him and did that. The next day, he's like, my God. He goes, I had a whole beer, I chucked it out the window, I threw all my other beers under my seat, then I couldn't reach them. So I had to stop the truck and get out and reach them.
I remember John and his cars, and we'd be riding with him to go to Keystone. You know, there'd be a band playing at Keystone or something, and we'd be going about 2 miles an hour down the gravel road. He didn't want to get a scratch on his new car.
Delisle, Minnesota?
Yeah, I remember when he pulled your pants down and ran around outside the house and passed out in the lawn. And the mosquitoes about ate you alive. There's a part in this.
That was no roller skating rink we played in. I remember we sat in the bar next door. They didn't serve alcohol. You had to buy your own
I
bottle.
hope I'm not embarrassing you.
Absolutely not.
All right, what's it say on your underwear? It says let's what?
Why were you looking that close? Wait a minute. It says, let's go.
Let's go. Okay,
Woo!
just checking.
Apparently, I was getting a little
These are
unladylike on the boat.
These are X-ray.
Again, apparently I was getting a little unladylike on the boat. You know, I was turning around to take pictures. I'm in a skirt. I can't
That's
help
okay.
it.
I didn't see anything really. Just
Except
colors.
yellow underwear.
Yeah.
And let's
Go. Okay, yeah, that's, wait a minute. There is. There's a ball on there. there. Did you see what kind of ball it was?
No, I didn't.
It was a soccer ball.
Soccer ball.
Oh, got the soccer.
Is that your part of your soccer outfit?
Yeah.
That's her
The whole
uniform.
outfit was yellow and green with the bumblebees.
Oh, wow.
Green?
No, you're underwear.
I don't remember. Fellow Christian athletes. And I got that because, you know, I was active in my church and I was also an athlete, which kind of no-brainer. And then I was in cheerleading for just 2 years, my freshman and sophomore year. Then kind of, I don't know, I just fell out of that a little bit.
Yeah.
And then all through high school I was in track and field and I did real well in that. I got 3rd in districts. I didn't get to go to state twice.
You did get 3rd in districts?
Yeah, and you had to get 1st or 2nd to go to state. So after that, kind of made me a little mad. But I did the long distance. I did 1 and 2 mile, which is 1,600 meter run and the 3,200. And then I was in FBLA, and that's
What's that?
Future Business Leaders of America. I was in that all 4 years.
See?
Wow.
And I was secretary my senior year. I don't know. I did quite a bit of things.
Well, you must have like took after your mom's side of the family or something, because Steve didn't. I think he was a wrestling manager for a year or two.
Really?
But
yeah, I wasn't
he
very good
was
at
never any
baseball or softball, or I did basketball in junior high. But then once the real, you know, talent had to come out, and from your freshman through high school year, I was like, not talented enough.
Yeah, it gets a little bit more competitive, doesn't it?
Yeah, practices get a little bit harder too.
Yeah.
So I dropped out of that.
That was smart.
Yeah.
Because I know from experience, I
have
stuck
some
it out.
girlfriends that stuck through
you know,
and
on
they just stuck the bench a lot. So
yeah, bench is no
I
fun.
had a lot more stuff to do than
Yeah.
just do that. And
Grandma, you could go and see your grandma and your aunt for the first time.
excited, scared, nervous, a whole bunch of
Yeah.
stuff all in one. Yeah. Because first of all, I wasn't going to meet them in Missouri. I was going to Florida to meet them.
Sure. And if they were jerks, then you were stuck with them.
Yeah. For like a week and a half.
Yeah.
But my grandma's really cool. My aunt's really nice.
Yeah.
And Grandma June, she's really religious and doesn't swear, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. And then I go
Not
meet
that
my
you
grandma
know of,
Lorraine.
anyway.
Well, yeah, that I know of. I go meet my grandma Lorraine. She's like, "You want a beer?"
Yeah. Yeah.
She's smoking,
Yeah, she hasn't
she's
changed much
kicking. She's doing real good. And she talks about how slow she is and how old she's getting, but she's doing awesome. She just doesn't know it, and she's just really lively. And she told me a bunch of stories about you guys.
Yeah.
They're all good and funny.
Yeah, I'll bet.
She had a good time with you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a lot of fun.
She really loved you guys a lot. So.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah. And it's just awesome.
So that kind of laid the groundwork for you to be brave enough to be brave enough to come up here and meet us.
I knew I'd be okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of nice to know that I had family that I was afraid maybe they'd be jerks or
Yeah.
be boring or something, but everyone's just
Yeah, it's
so
like
awesome,
why
full
was
of
I kept away
stories.
from this for so many years? Yeah.
I can't believe that I haven't known everyone this whole time. But I'm just glad I get to know them and meet them now, and I'm glad I got the opportunity that Colleen still kept in contact.
Yeah.
Because it was the day after my 18th birthday. I just got a card in the mail that said "Happy Birthday, Colleen," and I was like, "Who's this?" From, you know?
You didn't even know she existed.
I knew I had an Aunt Colleen, but it was just brought up once in a while, you know.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't even thinking about that at all.
Yeah.
And then I got another postcard from her the next day in the mail, and it said, "Hey, I'm your Aunt Colleen, blah blah blah," and I was just like, "Oh my gosh."
Wow.
Yeah. So.
That would blow my mind.
Yeah. And then I was planning for, graduation and all this other stuff, and it was just like, oh my gosh, all this stuff at once.
Yeah.
They won't be there, but we're going to.
And then it just happened that our senior trip was going to Atlanta, Florida. So I actually met up with my grandma and Aunt Colleen and had lunch with them. And then I came back like a month later and spent a week and a half with them. So It was really cool.
Cool.
Told Mom
Yeah.
to rent me about a 40
And I got to find out a lot of stuff about my dad I'd never known.
I'm Tim,
Yeah.
Hi,
Mitch's
Tim.
brother. I'm sorry I look terrible.
It's
I
okay.
actually changed my shirt and it doesn't work. You are so not putting me. Just don't get to below here, okay? The big
I'm not.
brother,
I
don't
just
care
got
about
the
Kevin.
Orlando part.
I'm cool
The
with
other
that.
half
used to hang around with us too a little bit locally.
We did. All of us did everything. We were a tight crew.
Yeah, I remember when you were a little guy and
Your painting's still up.
we did.
I got the house.
Oh, you got that house?
Yeah.
Oh, you're kidding me.
It don't go nowhere. I'll be rebuilding
That's
that
funny.
place till I'm 50 years old.
But I remember when we went up and played at McIntyre for that wedding dance. You guys' cousin was getting married, and Timmy, we shared there was me and Windsor and
Oh no,
Claire shared the camper with Timmy, and Timmy was singing. It was late at night. We wanted to get to sleep, and you were singing. Gonna take a sentimental journey.
No way!
And Windsor was swearing at you the F word every other word, saying, "Shut the up," you know. You're singing.
That's why I was doing it to drive Jeff crazy.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
It's good to meet you.
Yeah.
Finally, after all these years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that she's Steve Anderson's offspring.
Yeah.
It's just like, we don't.
He was the
We don't. Of course,
coolest guy.
you're probably on your best behavior, you know. But
Me?
but
What's she drinking tequila and just
Just drinking tequila, not the hard stuff.
yeah, taking it easy.
yeah, she's probably. Because Steve was pretty. He was
Kevin,
pretty.
how much
Pretty ornery.
Is there a bass line on the CDs? I want to get one more of those.
Yeah, and I'd mic everything. I did sound mostly, so.
Yeah.
And then I would play on a few songs toward the end of the evening, toward the end of the night, but
Play sax.
and play sax and stuff. Yeah, and but he would, we would work together. We always just have a blast working together, getting everything all set up and dialed in. God, he was just so. And he, every show was just. It meant a lot to him, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was pretty neat. He was pretty dedicated. He was a real, true musician.
Yeah, that's what my grandma said, that it meant the world to him, the band did.
Yeah.
Well, and to think that I had to talk him into joining my first band,
Yeah.
I had to really twist his arm pretty hard because we didn't have a bass player. Well, our bass player was going to be leaving because he was, his religious beliefs didn't, he was too.
Oh.
He didn't want to play certain songs and stuff, because of the lyrical content and stuff. And so I said, "Well, Steve, here's your chance. You're used to playing bass lines on the sousaphone and concert band. This would be a perfect opportunity for you." And he finally decided, "Oh, okay, So he tried it out and he liked it, and so he started out playing bass. And it was funny because we would play it. We always rehearsed at Windsor's. Windsor was the drummer. And we always rehearsed there, but Windsor rarely made it to practice. We always had a set date. We always practiced every Sunday afternoon. And there'd be sometimes we'd come there and we'd be waiting for Windsor to show up, and we'd go up to the house and, see, we were in there. They had a shop, a building that an external building where they used to sell snowmobiles, and that's where we rehearsed. And we'd be waiting for him. And he wouldn't show up, and so we'd go up to the house and ask his sister, "Well, where's Jeff?" And they'd say, "Oh, let me go check his room." So she goes to his room, and then she comes back a few minutes later, and she goes, "Oh, I forgot. He's in Minnesota with his visiting his cousin this weekend." And we would just get so, we'd get so frustrated. Steve would start playing drums, and because the drum kit's all set up and everything, he'd just start playing the drums, and. So that's how we ended up having Steve switch over to drums from bass, because he learned everything. He was a better drummer than the drummer was after a while.
He's self-taught?
Yeah, and so that's how he started playing drums.
He didn't show up for the practice that one time, so we loaded up his drum set, took it over to their house, and put it in the driveway.
Yeah, Mike Clare.
Is that true?
Mike Clare was was playing guitar for us, and he was from Shellersburg, and he knew Russ Boyer. Yeah. And he said, "Well, Rusty would play bass, if you wanted to play drums." And so that's how we decided. We finally just got fed up with it and said, "Well, the guy never shows up for rehearsal," and we bought him a brand new drum set.
They kind of went in on it together or something.
Yeah.
So your grandma, she just, if we needed money, she was there.
Yeah.
We pay her back, but you know.
Yeah.
She'd loan us money and.
She said she would have done anything for you guys.
Oh yeah, we'd have all of our meetings over there at the house and everything, and parties and you know. Every time I drive by that brick house over there.
Yeah, you always think about that.
Yeah, I always look. Man, there's some memories there.
Yeah.
So about how old were you guys?
16, 17, 18. We played all through high school.
Well, I was like 3 years older than you guys, or 2 years older than you guys at least, and then we didn't go on the road until, well, Steve and I were
the day
closer
after
to the
I graduated from high school.
That's when we headed out on the road, pretty much.
These guys picked me up with Newhall, poured me into the bus. Remember, I was in pretty rough shape. We had a big graduation bash.
Yeah.
And I didn't get hardly any sleep. They come over and I remember
you can sleep on the bus.
I did too. I mean, I face down in the bus, I had my bags back all ready to go. It was the day after I graduated high school, and we headed out. I think I slept all the way to Omaha.
Really?
And we had that flat tire on the rear, and
that
was a pain. Yeah, and it was really hot.
Yeah.
So did you guys rent that bus, or was it one of your guys'?
Mitch found it some.
I'll never remember. I'll never forget tearing down all those seats out of the back.
Yeah.
Oh my, that was tough.
Work.
Yeah.
So, what was it you were going to ask Tona?
Well, yeah, that he has a question.
I suppose it's time to ask her just point blank and be blunt. You think so, Mr. Simnacher?
Go ahead. I don't care. I got the camera.
It is our obligation, as 3 members of the band, if Dad was in, find out who the significant other is.
Who? Mine?
Yes, yours.
My significant other, his name is...
Name, middle name, and last name.
And middle name and last name, and we'd like, you know,
and why,
driver's license, age, birthday.
How'd you name? A whole bit.
His name is Oscar Sherman Conley.
Wow.
Sounds kind of nerdy.
Conley. Jeepers Christ, did you hear that? Conley.
The 4th.
The 4th, for God's sake.
Whoa.
Oh.
So ours will be the 5th, I'm sure.
You don't have much choice there, do you?
I want a car.
No.
You want a car?
Get over the
You
car
can't even
thing.
drive yet, can you?
I want
to drive.
You're 13. You can't drive.
I just saw those.
What about a moped?
A boat?
I'll let you steer the boat.
Oh,
Yeah, you steer the boat tonight.
He asked
8
if
more
he
months
could
you can
steer right
drive
away.
right back in.
Yeah. No.
Oh, God, permit. Oh. She's right. Stay off the streets.
Dad, Landon speeds up Grand Avenue.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Don't make your other one bad.
You don't even care.
No, I don't.
Every single day, he's gone and you don't even care. And you won't let me go to the mall every day. And I want to
Look
go
in the
to
camera
the mall, and then he's
look in your camera and keep a straight
going
face.
somewhere. And then
You're lying.
no, I'm not. But he's always gone, and then when he comes home, you guys fight.
You're going to be a lawyer, aren't you?
No.